Hello, 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 everyone. I'm Colleen. And of course, this live stream is brought to you by Princess Dental Staffing. Happy to see everybody on this Wednesday. Happy hump day. Okay, so today's topic, 7 rules for negotiating a job offer and landing your dream position. So you're at the final hurdle of the race, right? You're at the final stop on the journey, salary negotiations. You've been through the interviews. Maybe you've done a working interview and you finally come to the very end, to the last part of the application process, and that's just negotiating the salary. Okay, you're both interested in the position, you're interested in the position as a job seeker, the potential employer is interested in hiring you. So now you just got to get through this last little part. Maybe you're a little nervous, maybe you're a little excited, maybe you're just ready for the entire process to be over, and all of that is fine, totally normal. Okay, and today we're going to be talking about, like I said, the 7 rules for negotiating that job offer. So we're going to help you, kind of get through that negotiation process, because I know sometimes, for some job seekers, this last part of the application process is actually one of the hardest, if not the hardest, for them. So we're definitely going to be walking you through that today. But before I dive too deeply into that, of course, just want to remind everyone that each week, Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you a new live stream that covers your career in another topic covering your career in the dental industry. So if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to follow our page, subscribe to our channel, and of course, if you like our content, drop us a like, drop us a comment, let us know what you're thinking or how you feel about the information that we're bringing you. And if you want more information, you can absolutely hop onto princessdentalstaffing.com and check out their blog. Their blog posts cover a lot of the same information that we cover in these live streams. So you can go take a look at that and read the information as well. And while you're on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can go ahead and check out the positions that are available in your area. So if you're new to these live streams, Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board, okay? And they have positions available for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dental hygienists, and dentists in a variety of different areas. And they have available full-time, part-time, temporary, or permanent positions, okay? So you can hop on there and see, what positions are available in your area. You can also create a profile and get your information in front of hiring managers as well. Okay? Alrighty. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of today's topic. 7 rules for negotiating a job offer. Okay. Here we go. Rule number 1, know your worth in the marketplace. You're definitely gonna want to do a little bit of research and maybe hop onto the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, BLS.org. I can't remember if it's .gov or .org off the top of my head, but I'll post a link down below once this stream has finished and posted. Okay, but you can do a little bit of research and see what similar positions are offering in the same area, what you can be expect to be paid for that position. Okay, and you can do a little research. We also have some blog posts on this as well on princessdentalstaffing.com for different positions, dental assistant, dental hygienist in different areas, and that information is posted as well. Like I said, I'll post some links below once this stream has completed and posted. But there's a lot of research you can do on what you can expect to be paid hourly. So you definitely want to do that research and know what you can be expected to be paid if you're hired for the position. Knowledge is power. So going in with that information means that you'll have a good idea of what's a little bit on the lower side and what's a little bit on the higher side. Okay, because the last thing you want to do is accept a position that's kind of lower than what you should expect or what your market worth or market value is. So you definitely don't want to lowball yourself, right? But then again, you don't want to price yourself out of a position either. So you definitely want to know that information so that you have a good grasp and you have the data to back it up, right? To back up what you're requesting and what you can expect. Okay. Alrighty. And it's also a great way to, again, just kind of make sure that your expectations are realistic for the position that you're looking for. Okay. Rule number two, don't play hardball. Okay. So you definitely want to be firm in your discussions. Okay. You definitely want to make clear what it is that you're looking for, but you also don't want to be, overbearing, overwhelming. Okay. So, for example, if you're a job seeker, you may be tempted to tell the potential employer, well, I have several other companies that are interested in me right now, and I have several other better offers in hand. Whether it's true or not, you might be tempted to say that. But just understand that that negotiation tactic might not go in your favor. Okay. So if you're trying to influence the potential employer and kind of swing them your way and kind of get them to come to the table a little bit closer to what you're expecting, again, it just might not go your way. Okay. And that's not to say that you shouldn't negotiate your salary. You should absolutely consider negotiating your salary if what they offer you is not what you were initially expecting. A lot of companies expect, even for entry level positions, a lot of companies expect at least a little salary negotiation, at least a little back and forth. So that's not to say don't negotiate your salary. Of course you should. But just understand that trying some of these games, these negotiation tactics can be a little bit overbearing, and they might not get you the results that you want. Okay. Number three, make sure you understand your job responsibilities. So that's really important. As a matter of fact, I feel like that rule should probably come first, because, rule number one is know your market worth. Okay. It's definitely important to know your job responsibilities so that you know what to research as well. Because if you don't fully understand the job that you're applying for or that you're negotiating for, then you might negotiate on the higher side or the lower side, depending on what the position is, okay, and what you're expected to do. Okay. So for example, a position that requires you to be bilingual, well, that is a skill that not everyone possesses. So, that's something that is a skill that you possess that can potentially bring you a higher hourly salary, right? Because it is a skill that not everyone has. That means that the job market for your position is just a little bit smaller, and that is something that you can negotiate. So I would actually put this as number one instead of number three. Make sure you understand the job, make sure that you know your responsibilities. What does this position entail? What are your working hours? What are the objectives, or what are the benchmarks for success in this position? And all of those sorts of things, because that's going to help you do a little bit more research and help you to determine what a fair market price, not price, salary rather, is for that position, right? And it just puts you in a better bargaining situation as well. Okay. Number four, play the long game. Okay. So with unemployment rates so high and job applicants, a lot of them are looking for their first jobs and have little experience to draw on. It's important to kind of play the long game. Okay. So if you're having trouble like finding work, the job market is kind of struggling, it might be a good idea to take a more reasonable offer in order to get your foot in the door. Okay. So, and then you can always kind of, potentially look for something else a little bit later, or maybe renegotiate, within, like a year or so, whenever that company does like performance evaluations or yearly evaluations, that might be a good time to renegotiate your salary. It's really going to kind of depend on your situation. If you're not working right now, a bird in the hand might be worth two in the bush, if that kind of makes sense. Okay. So as long as the offer is reasonable, and again, if you don't have a position right now and you are looking for work, it might be a better idea to go ahead and take that position and maybe renegotiate it at a later time, or take that position, get a year or two of experience, and then see, what's available a little bit later, if that kind of makes sense. Okay. Number five, focus on growth and skills. Okay. So, not all negotiation, well, so negotiation for salary, it's not always about who's paying the most. It's, some other things to consider, which we'll talk about benefits here in a minute. But some other things to consider are growth and skills. Is it better to take a higher paying job where there's no opportunity for growth, or is it better to take accept a position that might be a little bit lower, but still is a reasonable salary, and they have room for growth, or maybe they offer some benefits in terms of education or skills development, right? Somewhere where you can stay a while, somewhere where you can grow, and somewhere that has a career path available might be worth more than the higher paying job right now. But again, that's going to depend a lot on your circumstances, and what you can and cannot accept at your particular place within the job search process. Okay. But just something else to consider. Okay. Number 6, expect to be told no. Okay. So a lot of companies, especially for like entry level positions, a lot of companies, might not be in a place to negotiate that salary. Usually, well, not usually, but there are companies out there, or there are practices and offices out there who have a set salary for entry level positions. And, so you may start to enter the negotiation process, and then the company returns with, this is an entry level position, so the salary is what it is. And if that is the case, again, salary is not the only thing you can negotiate here. You can absolutely also negotiate certain benefits as well that may be just as valuable as salary. For example, tuition reimbursement, work flexibility in terms of your schedule, additional PTO or leave, whatever you call it, basically your personal time off, your paid leave. Okay, you might be able to negotiate that. Prospective relocation reimbursement if the position is in another area, childcare assistance, pet-friendly workplace policies, paid volunteer time or days, 401k matching. Okay, you won't see the benefits now, but when you retire, you'll be grateful. Student loan repayment plans, right? Flexible spending accounts, health savings accounts. Some companies, with FSAs and HSAs, if you open an FSA or an HSA, they'll match up to a certain point, or they'll donate a certain, not donate, but they'll pay a certain amount into the account on like a monthly basis or maybe a quarterly basis. That is money, right? It's not something that goes directly into your bank account, but it's something that you can use to pay bills. Okay. Discounts on travel, ride sharing, discounted family cell phone plans, all those sorts of things. So those things are also available for negotiation. Okay. So just because you're not seeing a larger paycheck does not mean that you're not getting paid more. Okay. So expect to be told no. And if you're told no, see if you can't negotiate some of these benefits that they have available. Okay. And lastly, number 7, don't be afraid to say no yourself. Okay. So if you've tried if you've tried to adhere to these negotiation rules, and, you've done your research, what your skills and what the position is, it can be reasonably expected to pay. Okay. And you've maybe been told no, you tried to renegotiate some of those benefits, and all those sorts of things, but it's just still not, the salary that they're offering is still just not in alignment with your needs and your expectations and what you can say yes to right now. Don't be afraid to say no. Just make sure that you do so in a very professional manner. Okay. You really don't want to burn that bridge, because you never know, maybe a month from now, maybe a year from now, or something like that, maybe they do have an opportunity to offer you, more later, right? If you want to apply for the position later, or something like that. Okay. So you definitely don't want to burn the bridge, but it's totally okay to say no if the salary is just not where you need it to be for your specific circumstances. That's totally okay. It's absolutely, okay to say, I really appreciate you taking the time, but unfortunately, I cannot accept this offer at this time, and I wish you the best of luck in searching for an applicant. Okay, that's totally an okay thing to say. Okay, so let's go over the rules one more time. Sorry, I've got a comment here. Those are very important factors. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tamara, or maybe Tamara. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully, I didn't butcher your name too badly. But yeah, absolutely. Just because you're not seeing it in the not because just because you're not seeing it, at the bottom line in your salary doesn't mean that you're not getting money or you're not getting value from some of those benefits. Okay. So definitely don't sleep on those benefits, right? Be very positive. Yeah, absolutely be positive. Again, you really don't want to burn that bridge with that potential employer. You may be seeking another job from them, later, or maybe they have another position open that's like maybe like a lead position or just like a little bit higher than what you had initially applied for. So you definitely want to keep those lines of communication open. And the way that you do that is if you need to bow out gracefully, do so gracefully. Okay. So let's go over one more time. One, know your market, know your worth in the marketplace. Okay, make sure that you've done your research. Make sure that you've taken the time to see, what salaries you can expect in your area. Okay, and again, I'll post some links down below that you'll find. That you may find helpful in doing that research. Number two, don't play hardball. Playing those kind of salary negotiation games may not get you the results that you want. Okay, so just be open and honest and upfront. Okay. Number three, make sure you understand your job responsibilities. It's really important to know what you're negotiating, essentially. So know the position, make sure that you understand what's going to be expected of you so that you can do better research and so that you are in a stronger negotiation position. Okay. Number four, play the long game. Sometimes a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? Sometimes the position now is more important than a position later that's offering more money. Okay. So, and again, that's just going to depend on your specific circumstances, but it's just something to consider. Okay. Number five, focus on growth and skills. Again, not all value from your salary is necessarily your salary. An opportunity for growth is really, really important as well, because you may not be making as much now, but you could be making more later. You could gain valuable skills that increase your worth in the marketplace, more education, and those sorts of things that can put you in a stronger negotiation position for your next role. Okay. Number six, expect to be told no. Okay. So some companies are very limited in what they can offer in terms of salary. And that's not to say that they can't, that there isn't a little bit of wiggle room in some of those benefits, again, such as, FSA or HSA accounts, PTO, and those sorts of things. Okay. So, expect to be told no, but understand it's not always just about the bottom line in terms of money that you're making. There are other ways to get money and value from that role. Okay. And lastly, number seven, don't be afraid to say no. Okay. If you've gone through all of these rules and it's still just not matching what it is that you need, it's okay to say no. Just make sure that you bow out gracefully and that you move forward professionally. Okay. A couple more comments coming in. Couldn't agree more about not burning bridges. Never know when you run into them again. It's a small world, huh? Yeah, absolutely, Drew. Absolutely. Certain professional communities, especially like the dental community or medical community, there's a lot of networking that goes on. So a lot of them know each other. Okay. So yes, absolutely. Don't burn the bridge if you can help it. All right. Thanks for posting that, Ralph. So Ralph did post dental salary by position. Okay, so that's really great information. That's really going to help you if you are a job seeker. That's really going to help you in your research determining, what salary you can expect for your position in your area and that sort of thing. So thank you for posting that, Ralph. Absolutely. Okay. So thanks for tuning in today, everyone. Great insights, great comments today. So thanks for offering that. Next week, of course, we are going to be back with another live stream covering another topic, regarding your starting or maintaining your career in the dental industry. Okay, so be sure to tune in next week, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. We will be back next Wednesday. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. Continue to stay safe out there.